No, sir. Not another one. Why I can't manage this, you know? This here not go easy at all, at all, at all.
The Jam Fam family. We're Irie, living the good life. We're royal, cruising through the West Indies, having fun, enjoying the good life. Jam Fam family, the Jam Fam family. Jam Fam, come hang with me. Jam Fam, come hang with me.
Hello, Wagwan, big up yourself, whether you're there yard or you're there abroad. Welcome to another one of our videos. In today's video, we're just going to go through and explain some of the challenges that we've been having because things really are not going as planned. We are heading into the town and we are taking a taxi. So in Jamaica, it's just to be aware that taxi means lots of different things in comparison to what it might mean elsewhere. So this taxi we are taking is like a route bus that we would have in the UK, for example. So it picks people up on the way and then take them to the town or wherever stops that they want to go. So we're in one now heading out. If you want to have a taxi like the others, like an Uber and things like that, those are different types of taxi. So when we say taxi, this is the one that we're referring to, where you have it's a shared ride with lots of different people. If you want a personal one, then you would need to do a charter taxi or a cab, and either of those will just carry you and the people that you are riding with to go where you want to go. These taxis are smaller versions of buses in other countries. Just to try and see if we could expedite the processes that we were waiting on and that were delaying a little bit. We needed to go through to a few offices to get some documentations that were needed to be exchanged between the solicitors as well as with the banks, so that everything can keep moving. Really, it's not going as fast as it needs to, but at least it can keep moving. So that was the mission for the day. The person that we're buying the property from doesn't live in Jamaica. So although they are Jamaican, they don't live in Jamaica. They reside in another country. And so one of the things we needed to do to get the process moving was to get a document from the Water Commission, which was causing a delay. So I decided that I would go in and try and get that for him. And that's why I was making this visit into the Water Commission. Although other things weren't going well, Eliona was getting her fair share and taste of patties, which was something that she wanted to indulge in. And so we decided that we were going to go and treat ourselves to patty in the patty shop. And cocoa bread, oh, hot cocoa bread and patty, delicious. Some of those challenges and some of the issues that has just been in the way all this time. So one of the first issue is with our shipment. So we have shipped our things and expecting that we would have it with us within 3 to 5 weeks. And of course, that time has the shipment. We know that the shipment arrived and we're trying to get it sorted to get the things to us. We've provided all the relevant documentations that we need to all the relevant bodies involved. However, the Jamaica Custom has now billed us more than once. So we had a bill, we paid that bill. They then come back and give us another bill. We paid for our things to be shipped right through to our door. And the shipment company that we use, the Jamaica leg of it, which cost us excessively more than the UK leg of it cost us to get the things from our home to the shipment port. And also they had to pack it. Ours is just unloading it on this end. They were just unloading it and bringing it to us and unloading it, really. And it's cost us a lot more, and now it's costing us even more. And then on top of that, we're now having to pay costs for them to just lift the lift vans at the wharf. We're also having to pay storage charge and all these different costs that just adds up. And what I like about the UK leg of it was that I had a price, and the price that I was given is the price that it remained. Okay, if there were any alterations, the only alterations I had was with the insurance, because the insurance quote that I had first was with the expectation that the company was going to pack all of our stuff. However, because we packed some of our stuff ourselves and they just needed now to pack it into the container it was coming in, the insurance had to be different. So that was the one difference, and the cost was not that much of a difference between the two things. So coming onto this end and all of the costs that you've already factored in, it's just continuing to grow. And then in addition to the growth in the cost of the expenses that you have to pay, it's also the delays. The delays with, okay, you're going to get it today, but okay, customs can't release it because of this. Or you transfer the payment, you send them the receipt of it, but they won't give it to you until the money has landed into their account, which again adds to more delays. So the other delays come down to, again, the mortgage. So for example, one of our documentation from the mortgage company that we worked with, the letter was dated the Monday of that week. We didn't actually get an emailed copy of that document that we're waiting for until the Friday of that week. So you see how many days have already elapsed. Meanwhile, we've already passed the date when we're supposed to complete on our purchase. And in Jamaica, when you pass that date, you start to pay interest. I had no clue that that was such a thing, because that's not something we do in the UK, but it's something that they do in Jamaica. So we were having to pay this interest payment on the property every single day. And it's been a while now since we should have closed, and we haven't. So the money just kept increasing and increasing and increasing. And you keep pressing people and saying, we need to get this thing done, we need to get this thing done. And it just felt like people were just going at their own snail pace. Which brings me to the other point of where things just aren't going how I expected them to. Or maybe I wasn't, I knew this is something that would happen, but not at this extent. It's the complete disregard for time, where people don't seem to recognize that time is our most valuable resource that we have. And they drag things out so much. The way they behave, it would seem as though we're already living in eternity, and where time is just never ending. We will have as much of it as we need. And they're not recognizing these are the timelines. Let's just get this thing done. It doesn't need to be dragged out this much. And so we had so many different delays that we had to be going through and trying to sort out. Things keep pushing back and pushing back and pushing back, which was just compounding the frustration and the aggravation, because it was just never-ending delays when we came. And for me, because of the fact that I planned out what I wanted to do, how I want to achieve it, and these were things outside of my control, it made it even more irritating, because you feel as though people aren't exercising the due diligence that they need to just get things done. And that's how it feels. I'm pretty sure they think that they're doing their best job. Saying that, the person who was my direct contact at the shipping company was very good at what he was communicating to me. So he communicated well. He was informing me of things as soon as I was querying them, whether by email or by phone call. The thing about that was the unexpected cost that just kept growing and growing and growing. And people need to recognize that if you know how much money you are going to be spending, it makes it easier for you to work around that, because you've already planned it. They put you in a precarious position because you've already committed to this transaction. You've shipped your stuff. It cost you money to ship it, cost you money to buy the things, or if there were things you've already had and it's money you now don't want to be spending extra money of. And when they tell you a cost, and then they tell you an additional cost and an additional cost and an additional cost, you get to the point where it's like you just want to just walk away and not pay for anything else, because you're looking at the fact that you're losing money, and this is you're having to take money from places that you didn't expect to be taking money from, because you earmarked your money for different things, and now it's just an exponential increase of what you've got to be spending. And so each time I have to just be looking at the bigger picture. This too will pass, and I'm going to be able to get everything sorted. Some things might be delayed from what I had planned, and we're just going to have to pivot and work with that. But it would be good if you know upfront what your costs were going to be. And so the biggest delay is the delay in us getting our shipment and getting the property completed. And there's no point going anywhere. We just have to stay put and get this property sorted and completed, and so that we can have everything finalized. Because I'm pretty sure that even at the point of completion, things are still going to keep going, because and before everything gets wrapped up and completed. But we're looking forward to that point where we will have our title, and we will have all the possession letters that we need to take to the relevant people that we need to take them to, and hopefully wrap everything up. But at this moment in time, I'm just feeling so I just want to detach myself from it all, because of how many of these delays are outside of my control, and then the increasing cost that is added onto it as a result. However, at the same time, I don't want to discourage people. If you are planning to move back to Jamaica, you just have to be conscious of these things. And whatever you budget, and when you query and decided that this is how much you need to set aside, you just need to make sure that your contingency fund is well looked after, and you pad it up significantly so that you can afford all of the costs, the unforeseen costs, and set your mind up for the unforeseen delays that are inevitably going to happen until the system in which we are operating here is reformed. We cannot put it down to the system that we're used to in the countries that we're moving from to Jamaica, because the fact is it's not the same. It's not the same, and you're just going to be setting yourself up for disappointments. And I'm sure the move here is one that you want to be interesting. It's one you want to be able to enjoy, and you don't want it to be full of stress. So you just have to recognize that the systems you're used to elsewhere and the one that you're going to experience here are not necessarily going to line up line by line, and you're just going to have to work within it as much as you possibly can. And this is something that we'll constantly be talking about, because I'm going to have to be adjusting my perspective on things so many times, because you just have to preserve your sanity in a lot of these scenarios and situations. We are experiencing the generosity of people, and we've got at the moment some avocado, some yam, some bananas, some cane, and we also have chicken, and they've been given to us by different people, and we try to share with others when we get them as well. So we just want to express our gratitude to the people who are giving of themselves and giving to us, and may they be blessed with an everlasting blessing for blessing us. Aki from the tree to the pot.
The Jam Fam family. We're Irie, living the good life. We're royal, cruising through the West Indies, having fun, enjoying the good life. Jam Fam family, the Jam Fam family. Jam Fam, come hang with we. Jam Fam, come hang with we.